This is the Padres POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the
San Diego Padres.
Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Padre fan? Welcome to your Padres POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. My name is Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. And the Padres with a bounce-back performance tonight to win 5-1 over the Giants, take Game 2 of the series. They tie the series at a game apiece. They snap the 4-game losing streak. And who else is on the mound when they do it? It's Nick Pivetta, right? It's Nick Pivetta, because Nick Pivetta is always on the mound, it seems like. When the Padres snap an L streak, last night took an L, but Pivetta bounces back, right? 8-2 and 10-3. What do you think those numbers are? 8-2 and 10-3. Anyone? Bueller? Anyone? 8-2, 10-3. The 8-2 is Nick Pivetta's record. The 10-3 is the Padres' record in the games he starts after an L. But tonight, Pivetta bounces back. Let me say it again. He's 8-2 after a Padres loss. 10-3, the team is in the games he started, meaning that he left the game and didn't get the win. You know what I mean? Or it obviously didn't factor in the decision. But honestly, he is the guy who puts an end to the losing streaks for the Padres this season. And with everything uncertain and all the uncertainty around this team right now, especially with the rotation, with Michael King being out again with the injury, and then Darvish is not all the way back. Obviously, it's been up and down with him. You know what I mean? Dylan Cease not giving you any consistency at all this year. So when you think about Pivetta, he has been a godsend. He has been an absolute godsend, has Nick Pivetta. All right, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. 5-1 the final tonight. Thank you so much for making us your first watch or listen every day. We are free live on YouTube right after the game. We are free wherever you get your audio version of your podcast. Right after we're done with YouTube, we upload, you download Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, wherever you get your audio version. And then, of course, where else are we? You're down with OTT. Yeah, you know me. This whole party, this whole city. We could drive the whole city wild, right? There you have it. We are free on Roku as well. So Roku, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, you name it. We are here taking over the world with the Padres POSTCAST right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Pivetta power, man. Manny Machado starting to swing the bat again. Fernando on base 4 times tonight. And some guy who should be in the lineup every night who hit 4th tonight. Got himself a couple of hits and an RBI. O'Hearn. Yeah, Ryan O'Hearn. Shilty, you need to leave him in the lineup. All right, we went nuts on that last night. We're going to talk about it again tonight. We still have so many things coming your way. The player of the game, the turning point, a look ahead to tomorrow. You're still 2 behind the Dodgers. We'll look at the playoff races, the standings, and all those things as well. Padres POSTCAST, Locked On Podcast Network. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Let's get to it.
This is what you'll be talking about.
All right, check. Here we go. What we are talking about live here on the show tonight. The mic seems a little hot, but, I mean, nothing wrong with being a little hot. Is there? Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. 5-1, the final. The Padres win tonight. Brilliant job by Nick Pivetta. And, of course, the rest of the Padres bullpen tonight with Adam and with Suarez and with Morejon. They got the job done as well. I'm not sure how that audio is peaking. I think it should be pretty good, guys, with this audio right now on the show as we continue. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. And man, oh man, it was Nick Pivetta. We just told you his record after the Padres lose a game. And that is something that load. There you go. After the Padres lose, Pivetta has been unbelievable. Again, 8-2 after an L. Struck out 10, combined 4-hitter, 5-1 the final, and he gave up a home run to Jung Hoo Lee to start the game. So think about this, right? We told you about Dylan Cease. 3 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second. Hung him a 5 spot against the Dodgers on Saturday. First inning, Sunday, Darvish, Dodgers, 4 runs. Hung him a 4 spot. Yesterday, yeah, here it goes. Again. Who was it yesterday? Every single day, it's been a new pitcher, right? And a new starting pitcher for the Padres. Nestor Cortes yesterday allowed another 4 spot in the first inning. So they had given up 11 first inning runs, 13 first and second inning runs before scoring over the past 3 games. And then tonight, Pivetta gives up a home run to start the game. So Jung Hoo Lee gets it going, and you're like, oh, man, like this is a curse. It's going to hit like every single starter before it's done with us. But No, Pivetta turned it around, and his take on it, he throws a lot of four-seamers. Some balls are going to leave the yard. He loves it when it's the solo shots. He said it right after the game in the post game. But when I think about Pivetta allowing the leadoff homer, then he got it going. And those other guys did too. Cease and Darvish and Nestor, they all pitched better after. But man, they snapped the 4-game losing streak, and this one hurt, right? Because you got swept at Chavez to Stinkhole. You went in with a lead over the Dodgers. You get swept in the 3-game series. You leave down 2 games. Right now, you're exactly in that same spot, 2 games behind the Dodgers. And then you talk about the season series with the Giants, and, the season series, the regular season series right now is 8-3. Padres leading the Giants. They swept them last week in San Fran. Don't forget about that in the 4-game series. All right, Pivetta, lucky number 13. 13-4. He only walked 2 batters, right? It's crazy. And he in the first inning, he walked them both in the first inning. So crazy. Only allowed 3 more base runners, 2 hits and a hit batsman after that point. So a 4-hitter from there with Morejon, Adam, and Suarez, 3 of the 4 horsemen, all-stars. Get your game on, go play for the Padres. So it's been interesting, right? The main storyline tonight, of course, is Pivetta and the team getting back on track. 8-2 is his record, 10-3 the team's record in his starts after a Padres loss. Best on the team by far. And again, in a year, Cease up and down like a yo-yo in the same start multiple times, right? King with the injuries, Diggy down with the King. He's been out, down and out. So it's been on Pivetta so many times this year to stop losing streaks, to keep them going. He has been absolutely fantastic. And the big thing about the Padres tonight, they've been having trouble scoring in the first inning when they get people on base. Fernando reached on an error by Christian Koss, the shortstop. Louis Arise doubles, right? And he does not score. Fernando, when does he not score from first on a double? Actually, also didn't go to third and tag on a flyout later in the game. Just unusual Fernando-isms out there in the game. But Louis Arise with the double, Manny Machado with the ground out, and you tie it up. So Pivetta's dealing by this point. It's a 1-1 game, and it's just on at this point. And it's the 4th inning. Kai Wei Tang, who's 1-3, had control issues. His ERA is over 9 for a reason. Hits 2 batters. Loads the bases, and then Jose Can You See Iglesias with the single. I think he should be the utility guy in the infield, giving guys a day off, the DH, and Cronenworth should just be, like in sync. Bye. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say, and I said it a lot last night on the show. Javier Reyes from Locked On Padres podcast, my guy and yours as well. By the way, throw a sub for me or for the Hit the Bell or any of those things right here. It's for him, it's for me, it's for all of us. We're on the same channel. Right? So 20th time in his career, Pivetta gets double-digit strikeouts. He is the streak ender, right? And so you've been searching. You've been doing whatever you can to try to find that rotation and get a lefty in there. Cortes he bounced back pretty well last night after that first inning. Tomorrow night, J.P. Sears gets another shot. He came over in that trade with Oakland with Mason Miller. So I'm thinking between one of those 2 guys, you're going to end up with a lefty in the rotation. I think it's going to be Nestor long-term. Then you get King back, and you got Darvish, and you got, of course, Nick Pivetta and Dylan Cease. And so in a 5-man rotation, you got 1 lefty, and you're hoping Cortes can be that guy. All right, we are cruising now. Padres POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Good one for the Padres tonight, 5-1. The final with the victory, and we are ready to bring you right now the point where the game turned in the Padres' favor. Let's go.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
This game won or lost. You could talk about that first inning when Pivetta gave up that home run, and then he didn't give up anything else after that. And I thought that was a key moment in the game because you give up a leadoff homer, right? Still, the run's on the board. You're just like you're starting over, but you're down 1-0. And it was a tough one. But Pivetta just kind of realized, hey, it's a solo shot, and I'm going to keep it going. But the Padres came right back in the bottom of the first inning and tied it up. So Pivetta, not only does he give the home run to Lee to start the game, he strikes out Ramos. Big strike out there. Why? Because Devers walks. Then he gets Schmidt to fly out. Then he walks Smith. Devers goes to second. Again, 2 walks. There's only 2 walks of the game right there. Only allowed 1 hit and a hit batsman, 2 hits and a hit batsman after that, right? So Koss flies out to center. Big out to get when he flew out there to end the inning. So huge for Pivetta to bounce back after the home run, gives up the 2 walks, strands him on base, and then here come the Pods. Fernando reaches on the error. Arise, who's getting hot again with the double. Second baseman Luis Arraez. Second baseman, second baseman, second baseman, second baseman. Never mind this first base stuff. O'Hearn's your first baseman. Arraez is your second baseman. Mike Shildt. 100 times I have to say this, and I'm getting blue in the face. And I mean, literally, the guy's a first baseman. He's an all-star. He hits lefties. What is the conundrum here, Shilty? What is the conundrum? Why is Jake Cronenworth still in the lineup? I demand an investigation. All right, so your turning point in the game was that Manny Machado grounds out. Fernando scores. Arraez goes to third, but it didn't matter. Pivetta got out of the first, only allowing one run, stopped the bleeding. The Padres came back and scored to tie it up. And I know that's not where the game was won or lost technically in terms of the runs being added onto the scoreboard, but that's where the Padres won the game tonight. I mean, you could talk about the 2 runs they scored on the 2 hits in the bottom of the 4th inning, Fernando in the middle of it again. You know what I mean? So just a nice job by the Padres, but the turning point was all that in the first inning, because the 3 previous games before that, they had allowed 11 first inning runs and scored, none. So that was where they had opportunities against the Dodgers and could not plate runs early in the games, and they're just giving them up. So there's your turning point right there. All right, still to come, Padres Postcast, Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. The star of the game. We're going to look ahead to tomorrow. We are going to break down why Ryan O'Hearn should be in the lineup every day. People are like, Grease, you're crazy. He's not a first. Yes, he is. He's played over 300 games at first base. Luis Arraez has played over 300 games at second base. The fielding percentages, the errors, things like that, the numbers really don't shake out in Jake Cronenworth's favor. And, oh, yeah, he's a 240 hitter. Let me repeat, he's a 240 hitter without that real pop. So why, again, is Jake Cronenworth? Again, there we go. All right, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Going to take a quick little break here. I'm not going anywhere. Neither are you, but I'm going to tell you about a couple of our amazing sponsors. Getting the action on the action is what it's all about. I'm going to tell you how to do it. Then again, star of the game. Look ahead to tomorrow and a little bit more on the O'Hearn, Luis Arraez, Jake Cronenworth saga that Mike Shildt, everybody in San Diego seems to know, but him. All right, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, and I don't like to go after the managers. I'm not trying to make a name by going after him. This is common sense. I've been a baseball guy my entire life. Arraez is a 3-time batting champ. The switch to Arraez defensively from Cronenworth, to me, it's not that big of a deal. Huge deal anyway. I'd rather have the bat in the lineup. You just cannot put an all-star bat on the bench half the time when there's a left, because he hits lefties. I just don't understand it, Shilty. I do not get it. I'm late for the break. What else is new? I'm doing my best. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. We'll make up for it on the other side. Man, oh man, they cannot wait to tell you about these deals through me. And I'm just excited too. Stick around. So I can tell you about, and I love this name, by the way, FanDuel. And you know what? I mean, you start getting your own holiday as a sports book. This is dope, right? So here we go. August 26th is officially FanDuel Futures Day. It's a brand new holiday for football fans who live for bold predictions and preseason hunches for just 24 hours. FanDuel is giving you deals on NFL season predictions. So whether you're calling your MVP, eyeing a long shot division winner, or ready to crown your Super Bowl champ before week 1 even kicks off, this is your moment. So take a flyer on the MVP race. Who you got? What about Lamar? Maybe Lamar should have won it last year. Just get out of here with this Josh Allen crap. What about crowning your champion in August? Who's your pick to win the Super Bowl? I don't know. Could the Chiefs have one more in them? No, probably not. Or you can parlay your division winner dark horses and do it now. Do it now. The big money is to be made now, and it's one day only, 24 hours. So visit the FanDuel app today. Start planning your futures bets now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only at FanDuel. Play your game on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And I also love to tell you that this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, the daily fantasy platform that lets you turn your football predictions into real rewards. Preseason, it's already heating up, and college football not far behind. Oh, my Miami Hurricanes get to smack the crap out of Notre Dame. It's August 31st, right around the corner. And you, whether you got your eye on big-name quarterbacks or breakout running backs, Prize Picks makes it easy for you to get in the game. What about the upcoming season? Who you loving? Joe Burrow, Saquon Barkley, Aaron Rodgers. I refuse to say the third name they put in there. I'll throw in Lamar Jackson just in case. Josh Allen. I won't read it. Anyway, yeah, I know. I have this thing where I don't like overrated players. But Prize Picks, simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in. Win up to 2,000 times your money. Think about that, right? 2,000 times your money. I've used Prize Picks a few seasons now. I can get my lineup in before my coffee finishes brewing. I absolutely love it. And the flex play option, it's a total game changer. Even when one of my picks misses, I still can double my money. Prize Picks puts their members first. All withdrawals fast, safe, and secure. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 play with Prize Picks. Run your game. On the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. That's the break, y'all. How about that? As we go a little something like this. Hit it. Bump. Boom. There we go. All right, we gave him a little bit of extra love today with that overlay for Prize Picks. While you're here, want to make sure that I don't know where that blue lettering came from. The blue with the white with my name. That's a little weird. We don't have it that way. We're going to have to change that. And you can't change that. But it's going to be a lot of fun, right, to see where the Padres go from here. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Couple things to do. Short time to do them in on your postcast. We're free on YouTube right after the game. Then we upload, you download Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, and Roku. You down with OTT? Yeah, you know me. This whole party celebrating tonight. Ryan O'Hearn said it on the postgame. San Diego sold out on Monday night. San Diego sold out on Tuesday night. Dude's coming from Baltimore where he's like, yo, man, there weren't that many people in the stands on those nights. And how about that for Petco coming strong tonight? Another sellout. The Padres did a great job to pick up the victory. And there you have it. All right, we are about to do a couple of quick things. The star of the game is coming, but real quick, I was telling you about Ryan O'Hearn and Luis Arraez, how they should be your guys on that side of the infield. And it should not be like it's a Metallica song, the thing that should not be. Right? So Ryan O'Hearn 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Manny Machado, same line in the 3 spot. Luis Arraez 1 for 5 with the RBI. Fernando 1 for 3 with a run scored. The RBI walked twice on base 4 times in this game tonight. Let's see. How about Iglesias with the RBI single? You know what I mean? But I've been saying it for a long time now. This dude hits lefties, Ryan O'Hearn. He has to be your first baseman every day. Luis Arraez plays second. Iglesias gives those guys a spell. He can play third, he can play short, he can play second. Give those guys a spell, running them through in a rotation so that they get a day off and they get to DH for a game. You know what I'm saying? And then you Gavin Sheets in left every once in a while so Laureano can DH or take a day off. But this whole thing with Jake Cronenworth has to stop. He's a 240 hitter on a team with championship designs and championship aspirations. And his defense isn't great enough to keep him in that lineup every day over Ryan O'Hearn. His intangibles are not good enough to keep him in that lineup every day over Ryan O'Hearn. We're talking about an all-star left-handed power hitter who plays first base and DHs, was voted into the all-star game by his peers to DH. All right, that's all I'm going to say about that today because, you know, day in and day out, it gets old, right? But the bullpen, tremendous job again tonight. And how about Pivetta? 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 10 strikeouts, 109 pitches. Morejon, scoreless inning. Adams, scoreless inning. Suarez even threw a scoreless inning tonight. So Pivetta gets the win, 10 gets the loss, 5-9 and none for the Pods, 1-4-2 for the Giants. The two teams will play again tomorrow. And again, it's a 4-game series, so game 3 out of 4 is tomorrow. Forgive me for looking down at my phone, just pulling this up for you right here while you're here. And tomorrow's matchup is going to be a lot of fun. 6:40 p.m. We'll be here right after with the postcast. We have got Landon Roop for the Giants. He's had some arm troubles this year, 7-6 with a 3.45 ERA. And JP Sears coming back for the Padres, 7-10 with a 5.12. 0-1 for the Pods. Did not do well against Arizona. And now he's back to see with Michael King out if he can help him with a spot start here. Again, it is a 6:40 first pitch. We'll be here right after with your postcast. And before we get out of here, one more thing to do. Let's go.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Almost forgot as I was going through giving you all the numbers and everything that happened here tonight, and it's obvious the numbers that matter most I'll give you in a minute. Look, the Padres still 2 for 14 with runners in score position, still left 9 on base. You know what I mean? You cannot take O'Hearn out of a lineup that's still doing that, Shilty. I'm going to drive myself insane with this. But Nick Pivetta is obviously the player of the game tonight. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, the leadoff homer, and that was it. Struck out 10, walked 2. But the numbers that matter most tonight, 8-2 and 10-3. Nick Pivetta is 8-2 in his start immediately following after Padres losses. Let me say that again, 8-2 in his starts immediately following Padres losses. The team's 10-3, he's 8-2. So not only is he winning those games, he's pitching deep into those games, factoring in the decisions, giving his team a chance to win. You know what I mean? He's ending those streaks for you. And there you have it. Pivetta is your star of the game. Again, tomorrow you got J.P. Sears on the mound for the Padres, 6:40 first pitch. We're here right after with the postcast. Don't forget the podcast every day with Javier Reyes. A sub, a like, anything's hitting that bell so you know when we're here with new content. All those things are for he and I, for the whole entire channel. Come on in with the comments during the YouTube show. And then, of course, you have Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Local analysis on a national scale with MLB Game Night, Locked On MLB on YouTube. That's all there is, Padre fan. There is no more. Your Padres postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease, Gries, at Jim Grease _ on social media. Again, YouTube, Roku, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify, and more. FREE free, baby. 5-1 Padres. The losing streak's over. This series is tied at a game apiece. Still 2 games behind the Dodgers in the West. We'll talk to you tomorrow night, San Diego. Until then, thanks again for being here. Keep your game tight and your mind right, baby. Jim Grease, and I am out.